but we're going to get going. The time change is just, it's so dark, and it feels so late, and it's only 6 o'clock, and we all want to go home and go to sleep after all the turkey we ate. But we're going to welcome in Shabbat, and we know that on the heels of Shabbat is, of course, Hanukkah. Yay, Sunday night. So we've got a lot to celebrate. We'll talk a little more about that one as we get to the Devar Torah. But in the meantime, our lovely cantor here is going to get us rocking a little bit with a little bit of Shabbat spirit.
Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la ya la, ya la 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 la. Ya Allah, Ya Allah, Ya Allah, la 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 la. Put your hands together, Ya Allah, la 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 la, Ya Allah, la 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 la, Ya Allah, la 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 la. Ya Allah, la 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 la, Ya Allah, la 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 la, Ya Allah, la 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 la. Sing it out. Ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. La 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la la.
You'll turn to page 5 at the bottom there. You'll find Shalom Aleichem as we welcome in Shabbat, the Shabbat angels to our midst to bring that spirit and that sense of shalom to us. So page 5 at the bottom.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachi Hasharid, Malachi Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachi Hamlochim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem l'shalom, Malachi Hashalom, Malachi Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachi Hamlochim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu Nil Shalom, Malachi Hashalom, Malachi Elyon, Mi Melech Malachi Hamlochim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzedchem l'shalom, Malachi Hashalom, Malachi Elyon, Mi Melech Malachi Hamlochim HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
You'll turn back to page 4, and we rise as we welcome in Shabbat with the lighting of candles. Our candles were lit prior to to sundown, but we rise as we recite the blessing together at the bottom of page 4.
Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddishanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner v'tzivanu lehadlik ner Tzivanu v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. Yai la 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 la, yai la 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 la, yai la 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 la, yai la 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 la, yai la 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 la, yai la 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 la.
You're welcome to be seated. I know we're way back today. I don't know, Cantor. I think they think we might breathe on them or something. What do you think?
Yeah, I think you may be right.
We actually have plans to move back into the chapel. We just have to fiddle with our live stream in order to make that happen. So hopefully, as soon as our next few weeks are over with our B'nai Mitzvah, where we know we will need extra space, we will move back into a more intimate setting. So it's in the works, and we're trying. We just have to get through some technical hoops to make that happen so those who are watching from afar can still join us when they want to. So just keep that in mind. But we're going to go forward into our evening service, or into our Kabbalat Shabbat service that welcomes in Shabbat on page 11. And whether we're close or far from the Bima here, we are joining together with a sense of spirit and celebration of this special Shabbat. So page 11.
Lechu niranina, lechu niranina, lechu niranina, l'Adonai. 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 Naria, Naria, Litzur Yishenu, Kadma Fana Betoda. Naria, Naria, Litzur Yishenu, Bezmirot Naria Lo. Lechu niranina, lechu niranina, lechu niranina, Adonai. Lechu niranina, niranina, lechu niranina, Adonai.
You'll turn over to page 16. There you'll find 4 lines from the bottom. We find the words Or Zarua, light is sown for the righteous and joy for the upright. We join together. 16.
Or Zarua, la tzadik, hu yishre lev simcha. Or Zarua, la tzadik, hu yishre lev simcha. Or Zarua, la tzadik, hu yishre lev simcha. Hu yishre lev simcha. Or Zarua, la tzadik, hu yishre lev simcha. O Yisrael Lev Simcha, Or Zarua, La Tzadik, O Yisrael Lev Simcha, Or Zarua, La Tzadik, O Yisrael Lev Simcha, Or Zarua, La Tzadik, O Yisrael Lev Simcha, O Yisrael Lev Simcha, Or Zarua, La Tzadik, O Yisrael Lev Simcha, O Yisrael Lev Simcha. Or Zarua, La Tzadik, O Yisrael Lev Simcha. Or Zarua, La Tzadik, O Yisrael Lev Simcha.
Turn over to page 20, 3 lines from the bottom by the little red arrow. You find the words Romamu Adonai Eloheinu. It's the end of Psalm 99, our psalm that reminds us at the end to exalt God, to think about ourselves as we uplift, if we lift up our spirits towards God. That's the theme. Page 20, 3 lines from the bottom.
Romamu Adonai Eloheinu Vehishtachavu lehar kodsho. Romamu Adonai Eloheinu vehishtachavu lehar kodsho. Ki Kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Romemu Ki Kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu lehar kodsho Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu lehar kodsho Ki Kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Romemu Ki Kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu lehar kodsho Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu lehar kodsho.
You'll turn to page 21. There you'll find Psalm 29. We rise as we join together. Mourner David.
Havul Adonai b'nei Elim, Havul Adonai kavod va'oz, Havul Adonai kavod shemo, Ishtachavu Adonai b'hadrat kodesh, Kol Adonai al hamayim el hakavod hirim, Adonai al mayim rabim, oy oy oy, Kol Adonai Ba'koach Kol Adonai Behadar Kol Adonai Shover Arazim Vayishaber Adonai et Arzei Halvanon Vayarkidem Kemo Egel Levanon Vesirion Levanon Vesirion Kemo Venreimim Oy oy oy, Kol Adonai Chotzev Lavotesh Kol Adonai Yachil Adonai Midbar Kaddish Kol Adonai Yechol El Ayalot Vayechesof Yeharot Uvehechalo Kulo Omer Kavod Adonai Lamabuya Shava Yeshiv Adonai Melech Leolam Adonai Yoz Li'amo yitein Adonai yevarech et amo v'shalom.
You are welcome to be seated. Page 23, you'll find L'chadodi. We join together usually, unless Cantor chooses differently, the first two verses and then the last two verses on page 25. And when we get to that last verse, we will rise and face the door as we welcome in the Sabbath bride or queen, as the mystics did and do in Sfat, in particular in Israel, at the bottom of 25. When we get there, I'll give you the signal. We're on the top of 23.
Lecha dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nikabla Lecha dodi Likrat kala penei Shabbat nikabla Shamor v'zachor b'dibor echad Ishmi anu el ha'miuchad Adonai echad u'shmo echad U'shemo tiferet v'litzila Everyone, Lecha dodi Likrat kala penei Shabbat nikabla Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha Ki mekor haberacha מראש מקדם נסוך סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה לך דודי לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה לך דודי לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה ימין ושמאל תפרוצי ואת אדוני תריצי על יאיש בין פרצי ונשמחה ונגילה לך דודי לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה
Rise, we face the door for the last verse.
בואי ושלום עטרת בעלה גם בשמחה ובצהלה תוהה מוני עם סגולה בואי חלה לך דודי לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה לך דודי לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה
You are welcome to be seated. That was an old school one. I love that one. I haven't done that one in a long time. Page 27, you'll find Mizmor Shir Leyom HaShabbat, our psalm for Shabbat, our psalm for today, as we join together. 27.
Mizmor Shir Leyom HaShabbat, Mizmor Shir Leyom HaShabbat, Mizmor Shir Leyom HaShabbat, Mizmor Shir Mizmor Shir Leyom HaShabbat, Ya la 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 la, Ya la 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 la, Ya la 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 la, Ya la 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 la, Ya la 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 la, Ya la la la, Ya la 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 la, Ya la 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 la, Mizmor Shir Leyom HaShabbat, Mizmor Shir Leyom HaShabbat, Mizmor Shir Leyom HaShabbat, Mizmor Shir Leyom HaShabbat.
You'll find the conclusion of the Psalm 92, page 28 by the little arrow, Tzadik Katamar.
Tzadik Katamar yifrach yerez balvanon yizgeh Shetuli beveit Adonai bechatrot Eloheinu yafrichod Inuvun b'seva d'sheni v'rananim yiyu Lehakid ki ashar Adonai tzuri v'lo avlat abo.
On page 30, you'll find Mourner's Kaddish, those reciting Kaddish Yatom, if you'll rise and join with me again, page 30. Yit Gadal v'yit Kadash Shemei Rabbah, Be'alma divrach Yiruteh v'yamlich Malchuteh, v'chayechon v'yomechon uv'chaye dechol Beit Yisrael, Ba'agala ubizman kariv v'imru Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam melomei olmaya. Yitbarach, v'yishtabach, v'yitpa'ar, v'yitromam, v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar, v'yitaleh, v'yitalal, shemei dekudisha, brichu, le'ela min kol birchata, v'shirata, tushbechata, v'nechemata, da'amiran v'alma, v'imru, amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom bimromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. May be seated. So here's a loaded question for you, and I think it's one that's been asked a great deal, especially since COVID has begun. So do you think, and this is a rhetorical question, although you're welcome to shout out an answer to me, do you think the future will be better than the past, or has the best of life already passed us by? I know it's a serious question, or it can be taken lightly if you wish. You can do it either way, because what does the best of life mean, right? The best TV shows, right? Because we're all doing reboots, right? Keeping it light. Think about it. Do you think the future will be better than the past? Or is the best of life already passed us by? It's a good question. It's a good question. And the answer you might give is more likely a matter derived from attitude than one that is solely derived from experience or fact. Right? Certainly what is happening in the wider world and in our own personal experiences kind of shapes that attitude and would frame the answer each of us would give. Well, cultures and religious traditions, by what they teach and practice, cultivate different attitudes for us. And some are negative in perspective, of course. Some anticipate catastrophe, imminent catastrophe, it's all going terrible, it's going to be bad, right? And for those holding on to this view, the world is indeed doomed, whether it be due to a divinely ordained plan or something that comes as a result of human pettiness or even stupidity, the things that we might do to cause it. And then there are traditions or cultures that are more positive in their perspectives, teaching that the future is yet unwritten and its brightness can't be dimmed by our current or even our past circumstances. So no matter what's happening now or what's happening then, everything's looking brighter into the future. So which way do we look as Jews? Do we look forward or do we look backward? Do we look ahead to the future or do we stay mired and relish what's happened in the past? Are we staying back in the past? I think it's a good question for us to ponder as Jews, because we know certainly that we have a very healthy respect for the past. We definitely have that. And we see our history as directly connected to our present and certainly to our future. So we are certainly amongst cultures and traditions that dwell on the past very often. We look on the past. And then hopefully we also then connect it to our present and our future. There's a celebrated debate in Talmudic Judaism. It comes from Shabbat 21b. We see it in the Talmud, between the school of Shammai and the school of Hillel. And those of you who are in my Wednesday night class, you know where I'm going to head with this. This is regarding the lighting of the Hanukkah candles, which reflects this debate of backward or forward. So Shammai taught that we begin the first night of Hanukkah. How is it? What do we do? If our Hanukkah is set up on Sunday night, what do? Well, we light all 8 candles. That's how we start the holiday. We light all 8 candles. And each night, what do? 1 less candle is kindled. And thus, by the last night, 1 flame is left burning. Now, certainly if we look at Shammai's opinion through the eyes of logic, does that make sense? Actually, it does. Because each night we count 1 less night, right? So it's 8 nights. This is 7 nights, 6 nights, 5 nights, 4 nights, 3 nights, right? And by the end, you have 1 candle left for the last night. Makes sense. That's logic. We count like that, right? And so that the candles on our menorah will reflect the number of days left in the holiday. Okay, that's Shammai's view, and we might suppose that is perhaps his reason. In contrast, what did Hillel teach? Well, he taught that we begin by lighting 1 candle on the first night, and we add each night after that. And so by the 8th night, our Hanukkah should be burning brightly with all 8 candles plus the shamash, of course. And Hillel makes sense when seen through the eyes of emotion. The other one's logic, right? Counting down. Emotion. We want to build up our sense of excitement as the days of Hanukkah progress. So for Hillel, we want to promote the joy of the holiday and we hope it will increase, not decrease, as we celebrate each night. So we start with one, and we anticipate that we were going to end with a full Hanukkah. Now, in the Talmud, we find a debate as to the reasons behind each scholar's opinion. I gave you a perhaps for each of them, but the rabbis argue about what is really the reason, because they don't give one specifically. Neither do. And it suggests that we're really unsure as to the logic of each one. Well, Rabbi Harold Schulweis, Zichrono Livracha, who gives a very modern view of these two opinions, world-renowned rabbi who served in Valley Beth Shalom in Los Angeles. You're familiar with him, I know. He suggests that although the original debate might have been about lighting candles between Hillel and Shammai, the message, though, we hear today is one of attitude. What does Rabbi Schulweis mean? Well, he describes Shammai's view with the candles decreasing each night as reflecting a view of the past, right? Piety was not what it used to be, study was not what it used to be, and for Shammai, the myth of the glorious past is unchallenged. It will only get worse from here on out if you follow Shammai's way of doing it. And for Shammai, argues Rabbi Schulweis, history's running down. Make sense? Okay. Hillel, however, according to Rabbi Schulweis, had a different faith with him. He undoubtedly saw the same things Shammai did. He lived in the same time. But he felt that no more proof than Shammai possessed. He felt with nothing more than what Shammai saw also, that the future held promise for a healthier world. So Hillel's position was lived different, says Rabbi Schulweis. That Hillel must have felt and promoted the potential of the world. Things could get better and improve. The brightness of the future is ever present, as symbolized by the increasing number of candles with its increased collective light. So if you read the debate of Hillel and Shammai very simplistically, it seems quite trivial. What does it matter? You light them this way, you light them that way. And whether you light the candles regressively, like Shammai, or progressively, like Hillel, a candle is a candle and 8 nights are 8 nights. Interesting, but why bother caring? But how do we light the candles today? You know the answer. How are you going to light the candles? Well, how many candles are we lighting Sunday night? Right? Plus the shamash. So we know we follow Hillel's perspective. And rabbinic tradition adopted Hillel's proposal, and by doing so, our tradition expresses the depth of Judaism's trust in the future, suggests Rabbi Schulweis. It's not just an exercise of what candles we light, but it's a statement of attitude, a statement of looking towards the future and having trust in it. Hillel's position conveys an important attitude toward reality that I think is vital to us in a very difficult time for us, the difficult circumstances that we face in our modern world today. It's the belief that tomorrow has the potential of being better and brighter than yesterday, depending on the effort that we make today. So lighting the candles of Hanukkah in ascending order, following Hillel's way of doing it, reminds us to look forward to the new day with trust. It tells us to believe in the potential of the world to be better. Each day is going to improve. Each day is going to be brighter. And it reminds us that only we can help increase that brightness of the days that are to come. We have to be the ones to act in doing that. I can only marvel at the sensitivity and the insight of our Jewish tradition and the lesson it holds for us by simply the way we light our candles. So as we prepare to celebrate Hanukkah this end of this weekend, I hope the message of the ascending candles will fill your minds and form your attitude. We pray that the Shabbat lights that we kindle tonight and the increasing light of the Hanukkah that we will experience beginning Sunday all the way through the holiday, that it will be light that will fill our souls, and that it will be light that will fill our souls with hope and with trust in the brightness of the future. Let's think like Hillel, hopefully, through Rabbi Schulweis' suggestion of what Hillel was teaching us, that we move forward again into the future, lighting the way and making it brighter, and realizing that each day as we light each candle can be indeed brighter if we make it so. Amen. Shabbat Shalom. We're going to move forward into our evening service. We welcome in a new day, keeping that image of the light in mind and the image of seeing our Shabbat candles. I love that we don't just light one, we light 2, That in and of itself is a statement, not a lone candle by itself, but something that's paired with another that brings extra light to us. I think that's important as well. So we're going to move to page 39a, where you'll find the beginning of the evening service as we welcome in this new day, this Shabbat together. Ask if you're able to rise as we join in Baruch Hu, page 39a.
Ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam va'ed HaMevorach Le'olam va'ed.
You may be seated. We're in the middle of 39a. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher b'ro
U'mahavir yom u'mevi laila Mavdil ben yom u'vein laila Adonai tzeva'ot shemo El chai v'kayam Tamid yimloch aleinu le'olam va'ed Baruch atah Adonai Hamari v'aravi.
Page 40, you'll find Ahavat Olam.
Ahavat Olam Beit Yisrael Amcha v'tah Torah u'mitzvot chukim u'mishpatim Tanu limadeta Kein Adonai Eloheinu b'shochbeinu uvekumenu nasiach bechukecha v'nismach b'divrei toratecha uve'mitzvotecha le'olam va'ed ki hem chayenu v'yorech yameinu v'yorech yameinu Uvahem nege yomam v'layla Yomam v'laylo V'ahavadecha al tasir mimenu li'olamim Baruch atah Adonai Ohev amo Yisrael.
Page 41.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha v'chol nafshecha v'chol me'odecha v'hayu הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ולכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם להיות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתו וישארו.
We read together in the English on 41, the left side of the page. You shall love Adonai your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all that is yours. These words that I command you this day shall be taken to heart. Teach them again and again to your children. Speak of them when you sit in your home, when you walk on your way, when you lie down, and when you rise up. Bind them as a sign upon your hand and as a symbol above your eyes. Inscribe them upon the doorposts of your homes and upon your gates. We continue over on page 44, the bolded print in the middle. You'll find Mi Chamocha, the words our ancestors sang as they crossed the Red Sea into freedom. And Hanukkah certainly being a holiday of religious freedom, these words take on new meaning as we head towards the holiday. Page 44.
Ya la 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 la. Ya la la ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la la ya la 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 la. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai. Mi chamocha nehedar b'kodesh. Nora tehilot o sefer. Nora tehilot o sefer. Malechutecha ra'uvanecha Okei hayam lifnei Moshe Ze'eliyanu ve'amru Ze'eliyanu ve'amru Adonai yimlo le'olam Adonai yimlo le'olam va'olam Yai la 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 yai la la Yai la 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 Yai la 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 Ya la la ya la la Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai Mi chamocha nehedar b'kodesh Nora tehilot o sefer Nora tehilot o sefer ונאמר כי פד אדוני את יעקב וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל.
You'll find our second bracha after the Shema, our Hashkivenu prayer. It's our prayer that asks for shalom as we end our day and anticipate the arrival of a new one. It's a lullaby prayer, if you will. Page 45, we read together in the English on the left side. Allow us, Adonai, our God, to sleep peacefully. Awaken us to life, O Sovereign. Spread over us your canopy of peace. Restore us with your good counsel. And save us for the sake of your name. Shield us. Remove from us enemies, pestilence, sword, starvation, and sorrow. Remove the evil forces that surround us. Shelter us in the shadow of your wings. For you, God, watch over and deliver us. And you, God, are sovereign, merciful, and compassionate. Ensure our going and coming for life and peace, now and forever. May you spread over us your canopy of peace. Baruch atah Adonai, who spreads the canopy of peace over us, over all the people Israel, and over Jerusalem. Amen. Page 45 on the right.
Yalalai, yalalai, yalalai. Yalalai, yalalai, yalalai. Yalalai, 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 yalalai. Hashkiveinu Adonai Eloheinu. Together. Leshalom, leshalom, leshalom. V'hamideinu mahakeinu lechayim. Leshalom, leshalom, leshalom. Uferos alenu sukat shlomecha. Leshalom, leshalom, leshalom. V'takinenu b'tza tova milfanecha. Leshalom, leshalom, leshalom. Yalalai, yalalai, yalalai. Together. Yalalai, yalalai, yalalai. Yalalai, 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 yalalai,
Page 46, you'll find Vishamru, our paragraph that reminds us of our connection to God through the symbol of Shabbat, through the observance of Shabbat. We rise as we join together at top of 46.
Vishameru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat lasot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam beini uvein b'nei Yisrael oti leolam ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et hashamayim v'et haaretz uvayom Hashevi Shavat v'yinafo.
Find Chatzi Kaddish, the middle of 46.
Yitkada v'yitkada shmei Rabba Bilmadi v'rachirute v'amlich malchute b'chayechon Uvyomechon, uvchayedecho beit Yisrael, bagala, bagala, uvisman kariv, v'yimeru, amen, yehi shmei Rabbam mevorach, le'olam mulal me'al maya, yitbarach, Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yipoar v'yitroma v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei kedusha v'yela bin kol berchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata tamihiran be'alma ve'yimeru. Amen.
Find the silent Amidah for this evening, beginning on page 47 through pages 52. As always, feel free to add your own personal thoughts and words to the words on the page, and when you're through, you're welcome to be seated. Page 47.
Ose shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, ve'himeru Amen. Ose shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, ve'himeru Amen. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל עמו אמן.
You'll turn over to page 173. On the left side, you'll find our Mishaberach for healing, our prayer for healing and for hope. And we're taught, as I mentioned before, to add our own personal thoughts and meditations to the words on the page. This is one way we do this as a congregation, as collectively, as we add our special prayer for healing at this point, following the Amidah, as we ask God for a sense of wholeness in our lives. So 173 on the far left, as we join together.
Mishaberach Avotenu Mikor Habracha Limotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Mishaberach Limotenu Mekor Habracha Lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
You'll turn back to page 54. There you will find Kaddish Shalem as Cantor leads us.
Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei Rabbi B'yelamat yivrachnutei v'yamlich malchutei B'chayechonu v'yomechonu v'chaydechol Beit Yisrael Ba'agala uvizman kariv v'yimeru Amen. Geheshmei Rabba mevorach V'olam ulal me'amaya Yitbarach Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpoar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitele v'yitalal Shmei d'kudesh abrechut Le'ela min kol bechata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata damiran be'alma v'yimeru Amen. Yitkabel tlo tu'nval tu'nuchu Yisrael kodam avachon v'yishamai v'yimeru Amen. Yehishtlum Rabbi Mitshmaya v'chaim aleinu v'yal Yisrael v'yimeru Amen. Ose shalom b'imromav hu yaseh shalom aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael v'yimeru Amen. Amen. Ose shalom b'imromav hu yaseh shalom aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael v'yimeru Meru Amen.
If you'll turn to page 55, we rise as we take a cup in hand and toast Shabbat and taste the sweetness of Shabbat as well. Page 55, Kiddush.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen.
Amen.
Together, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu mitzvotav v'ratzavanu Shabbat kodsho b'ahava uv'ratzon hinchilanu zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit ki hu yom techilo lemikroei kodesh zecher l'tziat mitzrayim kivanu v'acharta Yotanu kidashta mikol hamim Shabbat kodshecha bi'ahava v'ratzon hinchaltanu Baruch atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat. Amen. L'chaim. And as they say, if we can't beat him, we'll tie him.
Page 56, we remain standing as you'll find Aleinu as we join together.
Aleinu l'shabeach la'adon hakol. Latet gedula liotzer bereshit Shelo asanu kigoye ha'aratzot Velo samanu kimishpechot ha'adam Shelo sam chelkenu kohem V'gor aleinu kichohamonam V'anachnu korim Umishtachavim umodim Lifnei melech malchei hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu Shehu note shamayim ve'yoser haaretz Moshev yikaro v'shamayim v'ima Ushchinatu zo begofhei meromim Hu Eloheinu Eloheinu Emet malkeinu efesu lato takatu betorato ve'adata hayom ve'hashevota elevavecha ki hu Adonai hu Elohim bashamayim ima v'al haaretz mitachadenu. V'nemar v'haya Adonai L'melech al kol haaretz bayom hahu yeh Adonai echad u'shemo echad u'shemo
You are welcome to be seated. Page 58, you'll find Kaddish Tome, the Mourner's Kaddish, and certainly as we recite Mourner's Kaddish, we continue to give our hugs of support to you, Sylvia, to your extended family on the death of David. We embrace you. We know it was a long time up in New Jersey, and we're glad you're home, that we can have the chance to let you know that we support you here in person, and we're here for you as you move through the Shloshim and continue forward. And we remember David today as we recite Kaddish. We also pause to remember Anita Reich, sister of Esther Bornett and aunt of Jody Fries and Darren Bornett. And we also remember today David Present. We also mention the names of those whose yortzites occur today and the week that will be coming. Rose Rosen, Raymond Pettit, Betty Aaron, Sigmund Jucker, Berko Rosen, Isaac Epstein, Belle Pinsker Joseph, Morris Aaron Tarr, Saul Citron, Bertha Polensky, Stephen Michelle, Shirley Rosofsky, Moisey Greenstein, and Betty Koplowitz. All those reciting Kaddish Tome, the Mourner's Kaddish, you'll find it again on page 58, if you'll rise and join with me. Yit Gadal v'yit Kadash Shemei Rabbah v'alma divrach yirute v'yamlich malchute b'chayechon uvyomechon uvchaye dechol Beit Yisrael ba'agala ubizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehi Shmei Rabbah Mevarach Leolam Olomei Omaya Yitbarach V'yishtabach V'yitpa'ar V'yitromam V'yitnaseh V'yitadar V'yitaleh V'yitalal Shemei Dekudisha Brichu Le'ela Min Kol Birchata V'shirata Tush Bechata V'nechemata Da'amiran V'alma V'imru Amen. Yehi Shlama Rabba Min Shemaya V'chayim Aleinu V'al Kol Yisrael V'imru Amen. Oseh Shalom B'mromav Hu Ya'aseh Shalom Aleinu V'al Kol Yisrael V'imru Amen. You may be seated. Also mention the Fries and Bornett and Reich families. Unfortunately, Joan Fries passed away yesterday, and we are still awaiting announcements in terms of funeral plans. It probably will be beginning of the week, either Monday or most likely Tuesday, for family to be able to get in after the holiday weekend. We'll give you details as we can about that, but certainly I know the extended family who is already going through Shloshim, part of the family. It's connected again to now have another loss in their family. So we'll get that information to you as soon as we can and let you know when that funeral will be. But we certainly keep the extended family in our thoughts. With that, we have a few quick announcements. As always, we will be here tomorrow morning at 9:15 for our Shabbat morning. If you, I know if you're coming and you're a little bit late because you're still eating a lot of turkey tonight and yesterday, it's okay. We'll take you late, rather take you late sleeping in with all that turkey in your tummies than not. So come on and join us. We'll be here. And we'll delve in a little bit and welcome in Shabbat and celebrate it accordingly. So keep that in mind tomorrow at 9:15. And of course, as always, our weekday morning minyan is at 7:30. Our Sunday morning minyan this coming Sunday is at 9 a.m. So don't forget about that. We have a number of things coming up. It's Hanukkah week, so it's all Hanukkah. So if you don't have enough to do on Hanukkah, you're missing out because there's plenty to do. First thing would be if you would like to go down to SeaWorld with PJ Library this Sunday, 5:30 in the Bay of Play. I know the cantor will be there to help light the candles. The whole community is taking part, I think, in this, and he will be helping out with the candle lighting and singing. And you can celebrate Hanukkah with the Marine Friends at SeaWorld. So there you go. And
Rabbi, I was wondering, do they have any gefilte fish over at SeaWorld?
Ah, good one. Yeah, do they eat latkes?
Do they eat latkes? That's a good one. I like that one.
Okay. So you can enjoy the park all day with your ticket, but
good.
you have to. I'm glad you like that one. Purchase discounted tickets from the Jewish Federation's website. My guess is that you could, hopefully, if there's still tickets left, you could go tomorrow night after Shabbat is over and still purchase a ticket if you wanted. So there are discount tickets that are limited, so you can see if they're available still. But 5:30, you can be there all day on the discounted ticket, but 5:30 is when the program is going to begin. And again, Cantor Ken will be there representing us and being able to increase the joy of the first night of Hanukkah. And if that's not enough, we've got tons more going on. Wednesday, we do hope Wednesday evening you will join us this coming Wednesday for our Agudas Hanukkah celebration. 5:30, I think weather permitting, will be in the Kavi Pavilion, so that'll be nice. And it'll be the fourth night of Hanukkah. We'll have crafts and lighting the menorah, holiday trivia, making cookies, I know, for the kids. So it's just a wonderful family night for everybody, young and old, so come and join. You can bring an unwrapped gift to donate to the 8th grade Chesed booth. They are collecting presents to give to people in need, I think inside and outside the Jewish community. And if you can, let us know you're coming so we make sure we have enough latkes and just fun stuff. It won't be a full dinner. It's just going to be a nosh, but I think you'll get your fill of latkes that evening.
I hate to be personal, but do you like sour cream on your latkes, or do you go with...
Oh, I do both.
Okay.
Got to have a little of both. Yes, so 5:30. What are we doing? 5:30. Yes, 5:30, Wednesday evening. So it's the end of Wednesday school, rather. Wednesday, our kids will be here on Wednesday, and then they're going to stay, and you all can come, and we can all join together. So there's other things going on. Just quickly, don't forget Brews and Schmooze, Thursday, December 2nd, if you want to celebrate Hanukkah, eating a burger or a mushroom burger or whatever they have there, or a root beer, and there's vegetarian options, so you can go to Big's Burger Joint then. There's also the Moonlight Social Club is meeting Thursday, December 2nd, also on Thursday at 6 o'clock, and you can celebrate the 5th night of Hanukkah. It's open to everyone in their 60s and 70s. I'm helping to light the candles that night, and you can talk to the office Monday if you're interested. There's a fee for the dinner, $18 for the dinner. And then we really hope you'll come back on Saturday night. What else have you got to do on a Saturday night, right? Party hardy here. Why not? December 4th, 6:30 in the Gorinsky Family Social Hall. We're going to sing our favorite Hanukkah songs with the choir.
Adult choir?
The adult choir. And then bring your dancing shoes. You can wear them or bring them, because then we're going to have a little dance-a-thon, a little Festival of Lights dance-a-thon, and you can bring your menorah to light too if you'd like. Both actually, Wednesday night, you can bring it back with you. Saturday night, we'll light together. We'll have one big lighting, but we'll also be able to light individually on our tables. So we'll, hopefully you'll come for that. Should be some fun. And if you haven't had enough of lighting candles with people, come join me December 5th, 6 p.m. at Chavano Park City Hall. I'm signed up to light the menorah for the community then. I hope you'll come join with me. And it's really simple, half hour, right at the dinner hour, I know. But come 6 to 6:30, we'll sing some songs, we'll light our candles, and we can enjoy that final night together. So, and not to be outdone, don't forget, next week we have a B'nai Mitzvah. We have Lily and Hayden becoming B'nai Mitzvah, and we'll make more announcements about that, but don't forget for next Friday night, so we should have them in the house next Friday night, and Shabbat morning, of course, to celebrate Lily Locurto and Hayden Morris, their cousins, so they're doing their B'nai Mitzvah together, very fun, and it'll be a festive Shabbat, and it'll be Hanukkah as well. And then Friday, December 10th, we have at 5:15 prior to our service here, we'll have our Kids Shabbat for half an hour before our service begins here, open to infants all the way up to 2nd grade, or anyone who is a kid at heart. So if you want to come early and have some fun watching little kids run around like crazy people, you can do that, because that'll be fun too. And then actually that night as well, if you know any young Jewish adults who are in the community, we are having a special young Jewish adult Shabbat for them.
Rabbi, we're supposed to be out in the Kavi. I hope the weather is not too cold.
Hopefully we'll
be
have it
praying
okay.
and freezing at the same time.
Well, we'll be all right. And hopefully the young people are they're a hardy bunch. They're okay.
Serve hot cocoa.
Drums and guitars, and they'll be enjoying a Shabbat dinner. And just so you know, so that there's lots going on in the next few weeks. But if you do know of a young person here in the community that is not connected especially, let us know, and we'll reach out to them, let them know this is going on for them on December 10th, and that's at 7 o'clock following our service here. They'll have their own little program as well, and they're welcome to come to the service here beforehand, too. So for that, we're going to, are we doing Yigdal, Cantor, or are we doing Adon?
I'm just exhausted from all the events we're about to do.
I told you there's so much going on. It spent me 10 minutes just making announcements about how much is going on. So if you're bored at home, that's your own fault. That's it. If you think like you have nothing better to do and you're bored at home watching TV all the time, well, it's your own fault, because here it is. Tons of things to keep you busy, and a nice way to celebrate Hanukkah. So, Yigdal? Yigdal. Page 62, you'll find Yigdal as we conclude. We thank you all for helping to make a minyan. If you're watching from afar, Shabbat Shalom, and hope everyone's had a nice Thanksgiving, a long weekend, a safe one. And if you're traveling and heading back or home somewhere, please be careful, and know we're take a little bit of the Agudas spirit with you when you go. So 62, we conclude.
Yigdal Elohim chai ve'yishtabach nimtza v'yenei tel mitziuto echad v'yen yachid keyichudo ne'lam v'gam en sof le'yachduto ein lo demut haguf ve'eno guf lo na'aroch elav kedushato kadmon lechol davar asher nivra rishon v'yen reshit l'reshito hino adon olam v'chol notzar yoreh gedulato mahuto shefa nevuato netano el anshe segulato v'tifarto lo kam beYisrael kemo she'od navi umabit et emunato Torat emet natan le'amoel al yad nevi'on eman beito lo yachalif ha'oel ve'lo yamir dato le'olamim zulato sofer ve'yodea setarenu abit lesof davar bekadmato gomer le'ish chesed kemifalo noten rashara kerishato yishlach leketz yamin meshichenu lifdot mechakeketz yeshuato eitim yechayel berov chazdo Baruch Adei Ad Shem Tehilato Eitim Yechayel Berov Chasto Baruch Adei Ad Shem Tehilato Shabbat Shalom Shabbat Shalom Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shabbat. Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, everybody.
Shabbat Shalom.
Yeah, be careful out in the parking lot is what Phil is saying, just because the lights are, we were struck by lightning, and they still are not working. We're working on it. It's a major, major problem. But thank you, Phil, for being usher tonight as well. I'm so used to Phil being back there, I keep forgetting to say anything. Catch Sylvia real quick. No, I just want to catch her.
No, yeah, I caught her before. Yeah, give my love to everybody.
Well, you're welcome to come if you're by yourself. I don't want you to be by yourself.
Oh, don't worry, believe me. Thank you, though. Thank you.